Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for hopping on with us. I'm Diana Piper, Director of Admissions here at the Pathway School, and we appreciate you logging in and joining us for this Facebook Live this afternoon. You'll see I have a wonderful colleague of mine with me this morning. I have Rhea Dunlavy with me, and she is going to talk a little bit about her role here at the Pathway School and how she supports our families and the students and does the things that she does in such a fine way. You know the drill. If you're joining us live and want to share where you're popping in from, please do that in the comments at any point during this time. If you have questions or things that you want to share with us, also type those in the comments, and we will monitor those to make sure that we can answer questions and get back to you with responses as appropriate. Feel free to share this so that others who you know who might benefit from hearing about what we do can do that. And please don't hesitate to interact with us in any way that you find free and welcome to you. So I'm going to hand this right over to Rhea and allow her to just share a little bit about what she does, how long she's been with the Pathway School, and the great work that she does in supporting our families and the school as a whole. So thanks so much for joining me, Rhea.
Thanks, Diana. That was quite the introduction.
Thank you.
I'm
trying to live up. You put a little pressure on me. I was a little intimidated. But thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So welcome, everyone. Like Diana said, I have the privilege of working here for the last 6 years. I started in a different role here at Pathway, and as the years went by, it progressed into the community family liaison position. That role is always evolving, and kind of what that looks like now is hooking our families up or connecting our families to services in the community, whether it be during COVID, if families needed resources like food banks, information about mental health services, those type of things. I would help them get connected to. Also, some of the sorry, that distracted me. Sorry, this is new for me. Also connecting our families to mental health services in the community. So if a student is struggling here on campus and they get those mental health services taken care of here, how we can help that kind of fall into the community is something that I actually help with as well. One of the things that I'm really proud about is actually connecting our families and working with our clinical staff here and kind of having Pathway at home. So it's like Pathway in a box, because a lot of our kids here on campus come and they have behavior plans, behavior expectations, and being at school and being at home is very different. So we have things in place and plans in place at school that we work with our families at home as well. So kind of helps bridge the gap, if you will. At Pathway, we really are working hard to connect community, family, and school, because we really believe that those three are always working together, and in success with our students, that's how our students are going to be successful in the community once they leave Pathway. So some of the things that we do, I do virtually. I do webinars, trainings, chat and choose. For the next couple months, there's a monthly meeting discussing anything from mental health, wellness, behavior, how to help manage your child's behavior at home. And then we just do some kind of like ground rounds and just kind of talk, because the reality of it is it's tough for parents. You know, parents are juggling so much to begin with, and then when you throw in a special needs child who needs a lot more assistance at home and at school, sometimes you feel like you're drowning. So sometimes I'm just a voice and a platform for people to throw ideas off of and come together and kind of vent. You know, we all need that kind of support. So that's what we're here for. I hope that helps everyone. Like Diana said, you know, feel free to reach out in any way you can. Check out our website. There's a lot of information on there. So I think that's it. Is there anything else?
So I have a couple of questions for you, Rhea. So Rhea is an amazing person, a great professional, a fantastic mother. And I'd like you to share, if you don't mind, a little bit about what got you into and involved with the Pathway School as a whole, but really what the passion that you have, that I know that you have, for the services that you're providing to our families. And there's a personal element to that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So I'm a mother of 3 sons, wonderful sons. 2 of my sons are 12 and they're identical twins, and they have a diagnosis of autism and are nonverbal. So they were diagnosed when they were 2, and they were just starting kindergarten, so I was just starting to navigate kind of the system of what a private school would look like. Is that the best setting? Support groups for myself. There's a whole process of like grieving the child that you thought you would have and kind of moving past that. So that's kind of what landed me here. I was in mental health before coming to Pathway. And then I found the school and it just kind of clicked. It just made sense. So I'm really passionate because I feel like I know the life our parents live. Like, I know there's sleepless nights. There's days where you feel like you're drowning, and you literally are. Before my kids started at the Timothy School, that's where I was at. Like, I was drowning. And the staff from the Timothy School came into my house, helped me set up a plan for my kids that mirrored what they did at the Timothy School, so they were in sync. And now, going into 4th grade, my boys transitioned back into the school district that we live in. And they're thriving in middle school. They have friends. So it's a really successful story. And I'm so grateful for the amount of people that have been in our lives, because it takes a village. And one thing I would like to point out is being a part of the team, and always knowing that the people at the schools and the therapists, they always have the best interest of your kids at heart. And at times it's hard, because you know your kids more than anybody. But everybody comes to the table with a different expertise, and you have to be able to communicate and share your ideas and learn to agree to disagree and try things that you may not think work out but could be successful in the end. Right. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So I think, and Rhea has been, again, a phenomenal addition to the Pathway School as a community and to this role for sure. And I know that I've talked to you a lot about the expertise of the staff that we have here and the passion that they have for helping kids be successful and gain independence and do things. And as Rhea pointed out, we certainly have wonderful professionals that know a lot about their field and are doing everything that they do. Rhea brings that I understand you from a day in and day out perspective that some of our staff may have, but others may not. And it has just been a phenomenal addition to support what we do here and help our families understand that not just from an academic and a growth perspective, but truly from a community standpoint, that we are an organization that really values everybody's involvement and what you're going through and understanding. And I know that throughout COVID, did a fantastic job of just connecting with families and saying, hey, what's going on? Like, not related to how your kid's doing in math and reading and science and all those things, but just how are you doing and what can we do to support you? Because you're important to us, mom and dad and guardians and all of the family members in their lives, helping our students to develop the skills that they have and that they need. We're all doing this, and Rhea spoke so nicely about the village that we are a part of and we're honored to be a part of. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that our families are important to us, and not just as it relates to the progress their kids are making, but as human beings. That's really important to us. We care about you. We care about everybody who is helping support you and your children in school, and we just thank you so much for the added value that you bring to the table. So I don't know if any comments or questions have come in.
So how can someone get in contact with you?
Sure. So I can share my email address here, but you can also feel free to check out our Pathways website. It's www.pathwayschool.org. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure it's still the same. And you should be able to find me on there, but it's rdunlavy@pathwayschool.org. And then you can
put
always
that in the comments too. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
We can put that in the comments too, so you have easy access to Rhea's email address and phone number and things, ways she can reach out.
And like I said, check the website, and if you can just call, and somebody can get you to my phone. But again, I think I can speak for everyone here at Pathway. We really think it's a privilege that you send your child to our school and trust us and our staff to work with them. And so we appreciate your flexibility over the last couple of years, because it's been a crazy year for a couple of years for everyone. But you guys have kind of really partnered with us and with the education staff to make it as seamless as possible. And again, like, I'm here for anything. If you have questions about resources in the community, I'm happy to help. If you just need someone to vent to, I'm good for that too. But again, we thank you for your time and hopping on, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to more of these in the future. I'm going to have some other folks joining me throughout the next several months to give some additional information. So please feel free to write these on your calendar, reach out to us with any questions you have, and thanks again for hopping on with us this afternoon.